Good morning, guys. Okay, so I'm back today with another foundation review. Today we're going to be testing out the Super CC Physicians Formula Color Correcting Foundation. So initially when I bought this, I thought it was a powder foundation, and then when I opened it up, I realized it was a cream foundation, which is fine. I did try it out a couple of days. It works okay. It starts fading away within, I would say, about 5 to 6 hours on me, but the way it fades, it's not bad at all. It doesn't fade funky, you know. So we're gonna go ahead and put it on. So basically, it comes with this little sponge, and let me show you. It has, here we go. So it comes like this in a little box. It has that, and then it has the makeup here at the bottom, and I almost dropped it. And then at the bottom of it has a mirror, and then a little sponge in there, and I wet the sponge, and that's why the mirror has a little fog on it. But that's how it comes, basically. So I guess you just rub it, and I've been using it with a brush just to see how it worked with the brush, and it works okay with the brush. So this is the first time I'm going to be using the sponge. So let's see here. And I've noticed that it's a really light coverage, and I don't know if you guys have ever used Physicians Formula before, but they're really natural. It's a really natural, light coverage. I think it's pretty buildable. If you want to build it, you can. But it's not like, you know, one of those really, really high coverage types foundations. And it kind of, I noticed yesterday, I tried to film this film yesterday and it just didn't work out for me, so I scrapped it and started over today. But I noticed yesterday throughout the day that it was kind of clinging to some dry spots that I had on my face, and I hadn't noticed that the previous days that I have tried this on. So that's something to be aware of, depending on how your face is. If it's dry, that this may cling to some of the spots. And also I noticed that it does crease in your under eye area as well, so be aware of that, because you will have to set it really well under your eyes in order for that not to happen. But with that said, Physicians Formula is supposed to be pretty good for your face. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like a Bare Minerals type makeup. I don't know if they have like the same claims or not, because I haven't really done too much research on Physicians Formula, but to me it sounds like it, because they had some powder stuff just like Bare Minerals does, and I used to be just a Bare Minerals wearer. That's all I used to wear for, well, for a really, really long time. So it does, you know, if you pat on certain areas, it will cover a little bit more in those areas to get, you know, some of the redness out that you want. And it does cover up those little spots that I have on my forehead really well. It does definitely crease in my nose area, so that's something else to be aware of because of the formula. I think it, you know, it's a little bit clingy. But it, like I said, throughout the day, it kind of, you know, loosens up a little bit, and it just looks really natural. So the initial putting on the formula is something that looks really, really makeup-y, and then throughout the day, it just kind of gets natural throughout the day. And I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's pretty much, you know, what it does. Alright, so that's what it looks like on. I don't think it looks too bad at all. I mean, it does a good job of covering. It does have an SPF of 30 in it, which is really awesome. I always like makeups that have an extra. Even though I put one on, I still like, you know, extra SPF in it. So, like I said, I did try some of the stuff out yesterday because I was filming this. So I did open up the Wet n Wild Cat Eyes Fantastic mascara, and I did try it on yesterday, and I will do it again today for you. I did realize that this particular wand in here is really funny. If you can see that, let me put my hand there. You see how at the bottom there it has kind of like a comb? So it's kind of funny that it kind of combs through your lashes, and then you turn it around and use, you know, the big fluffy side to kind of make, give yourself more volume and stuff. So that works really well. I can tell you that this formula in this particular mascara is really wet, and it takes a while to dry, so be aware of that. I'm also going to be trying out the Physicians Formula Bronze Booster today. So I picked this up. They had a sale at my store for Physicians Formula, so I picked this up as well. It comes in a little box. It also, and then it comes like this, and then here's the bronze there, and then it also has this little brush at the bottom. I realize that this is probably not the best brush. It might be good if you're trying to contour your nose because it's really, you know, thin and you could do it there. But as far as the bronze goes, I wouldn't use it for that. But I mean, you can use it for whatever you want to. Alright, I will be right back. Bye guys. Okay, so I'm back. So this particular foundation, the CC Super Physicians Formula foundation, makeup goes on okay with it. I did notice that the more layers of makeup that you put on it, the more cakier it looks. So when I got back and sat down, I had to go back with a sponge and really, you know, press in some of my under eye makeup because it just, you could totally see it. So this makeup at first doesn't really like highlights, primers, anything like that. It doesn't like that kind of stuff. It sits funny on top of it. And I hope I can, if I get a little bit closer, maybe you guys can see what I'm talking about. And then of course under my eyes, it is creasing, and I did bake because I knew that it creased and it didn't seem to help it. And so that's where the makeup is sitting right now. It doesn't look bad, and my hair looks a mess right now, but we are really just packing right now. We're moving into another house here in a couple of days, so yeah, this is as good as I'm gonna get today. But as far as the bronzer itself is it's a light formula. It's not anything that you're going to get like bronze, you know, it's so subtle, and that's basically what Physicians Formula is. So if you have a medium tone and you want something darker, I would go with the medium to dark because this is going to be too light for you. With that said, the Wet n Wild Max Factor Cat Eyes Mascara. So the mascara works really well. It's been about 5 minutes since I put the mascara on, and if I do this, it's still coming off on my fingers. So it takes a really long time to dry, but I'll come and look up so you can see it does a good job. It just takes a really long time to dry. And yesterday when I had it on, like I said, because it takes so long, it never really felt like it dried down at all. So at the end of the night, for some reason, I forgot I had makeup on, and I rubbed my eyes and all of my lashes like stuck together, which was really weird. But I'll show you how this works throughout the day as well. So I will be back in a couple of hours when the makeup starts going crazy on me like it always does, to let you know how it's sitting on my face, and then I'll come back again at the end of the night. Alright guys, I will see you here in a little bit. Thanks for watching. Bye. Alright guys, I'm back. It has now been 5 hours since I've had this makeup on. You can totally see where I'm starting to get oily, and I have found that using the little sponge that comes in the makeup is the best way to kind of, you know, get the oil out of the way of this makeup. So I think if you keep this in your purse or however, I mean, it's less maintenance doing it that way. And then if you need to like spot, you know, add some more throughout the day, you can. But here's what it looks like after 5 hours. So it doesn't look bad. It's still on. It's just, you know, it's just dust, I guess. I don't know how to say it. It's not really my favorite makeup, but it's not the worst one I've used either. As far as this bronzer goes, it's still on there. Kind of, you know, I guess it could be a little bit more bronzier. Let's try that. But it's not bad. Again, not my favorite. It is starting to crease here on my nose area and such like that. So the mascara at 5 hours still has not fully dried, which is really weird. If I do this, the mascara still is coming off on my finger a little bit, which is really weird. It still moves around a lot. I was still, see, I don't know if you can see that on my finger there, but it's still, again, not one of my favorite mascaras. I've had better, but that's where we are at 5 hours. So here's what it looks like. And I guess you guys could be the judge of it. So, alright, I'll be back in another couple of hours to show you the end of the day results. Alright guys, it has now been 8 hours, and so I'll try to get as close as I can. The foundation, the Super CC Physicians Formula Foundation, it still looks okay at 8 hours, like I told you it would. It is starting to separate in spots here, and I'm very oily, which is what I expected since I had been trying it out for a while. It has started to gather in some of the dry patches I have on my face, and that's what it kind of does at the end of the day, where it starts fading away and then just gathering just in small patches where you have dry areas on your face. So I am oily in my T-zone, and then I have like weird little dry patches on my face. So that's something to be aware of if you decide to get this foundation. This would probably be something that I don't reach for very often just because of the maintenance that I have to do on it. It's just not, for me, where I think it would work better on younger skin with less pores. For me, it's just not worth it at all. But that's just my opinion. Now when it comes to the Wet n Wild Max Factor Cat Eyes Mascara. So this stuff never ever really dried down on my eyelashes. I can still do that and it still comes off. Do you see where I just did that and it just came off on my eye right there? I mean, it's just a very weird formula. And so I think that there are better mascaras out there. Where I do like the brush because it does have that, you know, weird little comb on it. I think there is another brand out there that makes a mascara with a brush like this. So I would pick up that one rather than picking up this one. And I can't remember if it's L'Oreal or if it's Maybelline. I think it's L'Oreal that makes one like this. So I would pick that one up instead. It was nice trying out a Wet n Wild because it's not a very expensive product. But I did find out that I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would. So, and then the bronzer, I think the bronzer's okay. I mean, I think I'll continue to use it. It's not a bad bronzer. It kind of disappeared throughout the day, but I think it's okay. I mean, it's not anything special as far as that goes. So if it was me and I could do it again, I would pass on this, and then I would pass on this as well. So I don't know. I hope you guys like this review. If you were thinking about buying any of these, I hope this helped you out a little bit. And if you have any questions, please comment below and I'll answer any questions you have. Please like and subscribe to my channel. That would be awesome if you guys subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys next week on Wednesday. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.